Stage 12 and a really interesting day's racing ahead of the peloton. A series of categorised and uncategorised climbs over 193 kilometres from Martinsicuro to a finish in Marche on the coast in Fano. Tadej Pogačar with a race to defend and the expectation that a breakaway would make it to the line. And that meant on the first 55 kilometres of the race, which were flat and along the coast and blown on by another day of strong tailwinds, that the attacking was fast and furious and it took a long time for a breakaway to establish itself. In fact, it wasn't until the race had already ticked off the first 55 kilometres and the climbs began that the definitive breakaway of the day, and it would be huge, started to get clear. Continually, groups of 3 or 4 riders animated the front of the race, but on the first uncategorised climb of the day, it was Julián Alaphilippe of Soudal Quickstep taking riders with him, including Jonathan Narváez, who went clear, eventually prizing a huge breakaway group of 36 riders, which ebbed and flowed, splintered and reformed, but eventually created a massive breakaway at the front of the race. Too big, in fact, for Julián Alaphilippe and Mirko Maestri. Those two riders, with 125 kilometres remaining, clipped off the front and started, between them, to build up a lead and scooped up all the intermediate sprints and King of the Mountains. Categorised and uncategorised, the two riders were off the front of the race and putting pressure on the various different chase groups that formed and reformed behind them. Jan Hirt of Soudal Quickstep was also up the road and forcing Bahrain Victorious to chase behind in the peloton because he was a threat to the top 10 on GC. But at the front of the race, Julián Alaphilippe and Mirko Maestri were in the hunt for the stage victory. The climb to Monsanto was the second categorised climb of the day, and they had over a minute's advantage to a chase group that eventually settled down to 9 good riders, including Jonathan Narváez. Then at the Giro, in Ripe, Mirko Maestri led Julián Alaphilippe just as he did over the final categorised climb of the day at La Croce. Still working together as they headed to Mondolfo on the final bonus sprint of the day with 30 kilometres remaining, and an advantage on the flat approach to the last uncategorised climb of Monte Giove, which was being chipped away at a group of 9 riders, including Narváez, trying to bring the 2 riders at the front of the race back so that they could ride across and attack. On the final uncategorised climb then, Julián Alaphilippe left Mirko Maestri, and behind, Michael Valgren and Jonathan Narváez, as well as Quinten Hermans and Christian Scaroni, attacked the rest of the chase group. Julián Alaphilippe then, within the final 6 kilometres, had over 30 seconds advantage over Hermans and Narváez.
And one of the most special victories of his career. A double world champion, a monument winner, and has shown a pair of heels to the rest of this race. He's not just outclassed them, outfoxed them, he's outridden them. Absolutely spectacular, wonderful, chapeau. 500 metres to go. He's going to love this bit.
Let the celebrations begin. Julián Alaphilippe is back. He said as much. He said there's more to come when he was beaten the other day into second place, and he has proven his point. He completes the set of Grand Tour stage wins, a winner at the Vuelta, a winner of multiple stages at the Tour de France, a former Maillot Jaune, a double world champion, and now the winner of stage 12 of the Giro d'Italia, a race of skill, brains, brawn, panache, style, you name it, Alaphilippe has got it. The complete package on display today. Alaphilippe in victory. Woohoo!
31 years of age and dispatching the 9th. No change in the GC, Tadej Pogačar, smooth progress to the... And no change either in the Maglia Ciclamino, save for the fact that Julián Alaphilippe has bumped change either in the King of the Mountains, just 12 points on offer today, and Simon Geschke wasn't up the standings as well. Antonio Tiberi continuing to lead the way.